Have you ever found yourself in that position where you're like, I don't know the best next thing. I don't know. Is this the right thing to do? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We're going to solve that problem for you. Let's get to it. Welcome to this episode of Sarah Uncut, where today I'm going to help you make a decision when you're stuck in that I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do mindset. So first of all, I'm going to let you in on something. That mindset alone is called a scarcity mindset. And you might be like, Sarah, I'm not scared I'm going to lose $1 million or something. It's not that kind of a scarcity mindset at all. I just don't know what to do. See, we actually know it's a scarcity mindset issue because when you are centered, when you are actually making decisions from your deepest knowing, it doesn't matter if you're deciding which car to buy or which home to buy or whether or not to launch a business. When you know, you're living in abundance. Now you might be thinking, Sarah Walton, I love you to pieces, but I'm going to knock your head off your shoulders. How could you tell me that that's a scarcity mindset and all I need to do is have an abundance mindset? I know, wouldn't life be great if it was just that simple? Oh wait, it actually is. So I'm going to tell you a little story about when I was stuck in a scarcity mindset and it destroyed me for almost 4 months. This is not a story I've ever told before, so hang on to your hats and glasses. But about 5 years ago, just as my business was really starting to hit its stride, I was really starting to hit the numbers I wanted to. I was helping more women make more money. I was so excited. I was so proud of what I'd created. I had somebody schedule a sales call with me. And right as soon as I got on the phone, I was like, ooh, this feels weird. I wasn't sure we had the same goals. I wasn't even sure why she'd booked the call. It was sort of like, I think I want to do this, but I think I want to do that. And I don't know. And I don't know if I can trust you. I've been burned before. I don't know. All you coaches, you take money and then you don't help people. And right there, I should have known this was not going to work. Not because I couldn't help her. I could have absolutely helped her, but because she was coming in ready to make everything wrong. Do you know what I'm talking about? You know those people, they walk in and they're like, why is that there? What's that doing there? What's that? And you're like, oh dear, I think we have a problem, right? Like, this is not going to be a good time. And I overlooked that. Now, why did I choose to overlook that? Because I wanted her to be happy. I wanted her to be part of the group. I wanted her to figure out what was next for her. You guys, that's like my job. I was like, how can I make this happen for her? This is so exciting. And I like me a challenge or two, right? I am not afraid to take on a challenge. But what was happening is she was telling me she didn't want to do this, even though she'd booked the call. She wanted the results. She wanted to know what she wanted to do with her life, but she didn't want to do the work and she didn't want to work with a coach. Oh my gosh. But because I was stuck in a scarcity mindset of, I have to prove I can do this. I have revenue goals I want to hit. I want to make sure this group program is full. That is all coming from scarcity. Had I been in an abundance mindset, which hang on to your hats and glasses, I'm going to teach you how to do in just a second, I promise. But had I come at this with an abundance mindset, what I would have noticed is, oh, I'm not going to be the right coach for you. And I actually don't know that coaching is the best way for you to go about this. You might want to try online courses, or you might want to try books, or maybe even podcasts. There might be other things that you could go try that'll really serve you. Good luck. Had I come from an abundance mindset, it would have been like, oh, but I have these revenue numbers I want to hit. Yeah, but I work with humans and I'll hit that revenue another way for people who are excited to join this program and excited to pay. Does that make sense? I also, had I had an abundance mindset, I wouldn't have worried about the size of the group, always knowing that the size of the group is perfect. And boy, have I learned that over and over. And then finally, 8 weeks in, she asked for a refund. Okay. Well, 8 weeks in, she's seen the entire course. She's got everything. And we have a very strict no refund policy on that specific program. And that meant I actually had to get on the phone with my lawyer. I had to spend time with her. So that was more money out of the business. I had to spend time figuring out what we were going to do. How could we word the contract so this couldn't happen again? Should we just gift her more content? I knew immediately that wouldn't be correct because she wasn't going to use it, right? So it was like this backing into stuff where I was like, what have I done? And the whole experience was so upsetting that I ended up not selling anything for 4 months. You guys, I've never done that to my business. And I say to my business because the lifeblood of a business is sales. So I cut off the lifeblood of my own business because I knew I had made a mistake. I had made a decision from a scarcity mindset and the damage just kept coming, right? Obviously, we're fine now. This was 5 years ago. I learned so much. I'm so grateful for that experience. Oh my gosh, you guys, so much learning in one experience, right? I will never do that again. I hope you never do that either. And from now on, you hear somebody coming or you feel someone coming and you know it's not a good fit, no matter if it's business, personal life, friendships, a party, a networking event, whatever, you're like, I'm gonna go over there, right? Like you learn that. We don't have to be liked by everybody. And we certainly don't have to work with everybody. And we don't have to hang out with everybody. We get to be selective. And at this time, just as we're all starting to come out of the pandemic, right? Life still isn't the way it was before. It's really time to reassess. Right? It's really time to sort of look at who you're spending time with and why. That is also part of an abundance mindset, is really looking at how you're choosing to spend this gorgeous amount of time that we have every day to replenish yourself, to fill yourself, to make yourself even stronger. So let's say you found this video because you Googled, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. And here you are. I'm so happy you're here, by the way. So you're here and you're like, Sarah Walton, tell me, what do I do? Well, the first thing you want to do is get yourself into an abundance mindset. And this is very easy to do. So have you ever played a great piece of music when you're sad and all of a sudden you start laughing? Right? Have you ever been on a crappy situation at work and then you go dancing with your friends and you feel amazing? Have you ever not wanted to go to that fitness class or take a walk or move your body and then you do and you're like, that is the best decision I've ever made? You ever done that? That's because you changed your physiology. And it sounds weird, but you guys, these little skin bags we carry around all day, they change how we feel. We can change how we feel by moving them through space. So one of the first things I would ask you to do, if you are stuck in an I don't know, you're not tapped into the power of who you really are. So we know you're off in scarcity. Let's get you back to the truth, which is you probably never let yourself down. We'll get to that in a second. But the first thing I want you to do is take a walk or breathe or put on your favorite music. Jump up and down for a second. If you can't jump up and down because you just sprained your ankle, been there, done that, wiggle in your chair. Do whatever it is you need to do to make yourself feel a tiny bit different. Put on a great piece of music that makes you happy. The next thing I want you to do, so I want you to come back to your workspace or wherever it is that you're making the decision. If you're trying to decide on a car, all the way to whether or not to quit your job, before you come back to the space or as you're starting to sit down, what I want you to do is I want you to think through all of the times throughout your life you've made excellent decisions and you've done right by yourself. That's what I mean by you've probably done well by yourself before, right? Like think about it. Did you break up with someone when you knew you needed to? Did you reach out to somebody because you knew you needed to network and it turned into something amazing? Did you send a text when you had a feeling about a friend and they ended up telling you later it came at the perfect time? You ever had those experiences? Think about those. You know why? It's going to remind you of who you really are. You are someone who makes a difference when you trust yourself, right? You are someone who can do really powerful things when you believe you can. And that is everything. So if you can first of all change your physiology, step 2, remember who you are. And then step 3, this is gonna sound crazy, but I promise it works. Take a deep breath, close your eyes. What's the best next move for me to make? It's all you have to ask. What is the best next move here? And you'll know. And the rub is so many people know, but they don't act, right? So obviously the next thing you do is act. You take the step. You say yes, you say no, you pick your color, right? You call your boss and set the meeting. You do whatever it is you know you need to do. And by knowing, what I'm saying is that right there in the center, you know. And there's so many times on coaching calls with clients or students in the Abundance Academy or the Sales Mastermind, I'll be like, you know, and they just start laughing and they're like, oh my gosh, I do, but I'm scared. That we can deal with. Knowing what you need to do changes everything because all of a sudden you have a new level of confidence. You have a new area to like aim for and go towards. And that doesn't mean you won't be a little bit intimidated along the way. But that is when you lean into the knowing instead of the urge to say no. Very different. Yeah? All right, so those are your steps. If you were trying to make a decision right now and you are baffled beyond belief, first of all, you can do this. So I want you to take a deep breath and remember you're amazing, first of all. Secondly, change your physiology. Move around, jump around, listen to music, get out in nature. 5 minutes, doesn't take more than that. You can take 30 minutes right now to make the best next decision by doing this, okay? Get outside, change your physiology. The next step is to remind yourself of every single thing you've already done that's been amazing, because there's probably a lot of them, right? And then step 3 is to ask yourself, what is the best next step for me? You're gonna get your answer. Step 4, take action right now. The second you know this is the thing for you to do, I want you to book the appointment, make the phone call, send the text, send the email, get up right now and do it. Because when you do it from that space, it's never a mistake. I'll say that again. When you make a decision from that space, from the power of who you really are, it's never a mistake. I hope this was super, super helpful. If you are not yet subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you're doing. Click the subscribe button. You'll be the first to know every time I release a new amazing video like this where we help you move your business and your life forward. Because over here at Team Sarah, our job is to put more money in the hands of more women And most of what we got to do to help you do that is get your mind right. I'll see you in the next video.